All right, everybody. What is up? It looks like we hit the algo tonight. Let's get it going.
Wow.
How are you doing, Desert? What's
wow,
going on?
bro. I'm telling you, as soon as we went live, I seen that number starting to skyrocket. I was like, damn, we hit the algo. What's up? What's going on, Jaleesa? What's going on, Eddie Satoshi, Derek Gray?
What's up, Derek
Crypto
Gray?
King.
Jaleesa, look, I'm over here like a gentleman. Look, I'm drinking this. You see that Red Bull? That Red Bull with my pinky up. We're getting rolling tonight, let me tell you.
Are you already faded or what?
No, I'm not faded yet, but I did invite one of the neighbors from a couple floor up. I said, hey, you bring a bottle of wine and a Red Bull? Like, you know what I mean? Maybe we'll have a conversation.
Wine and Red Bull?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Well, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm just saying, mixing Red Bull and wine, that's kind of different.
Well, here's my thing, okay? So whenever I get like, if I drink to a certain extent, right, I need like some kind of like stimulant, right? And in this case, where I'm not doing anything too exciting here in Colombia, right, I'm trying to stay on the straight and narrow. Red Bull, you know, it does it for me. And Derek Gray. So I think Elon is Satoshi, either that or the person is dead. So no one would be able to resist not touching that money except for Elon. And so I think that's a very good point. And I want to make this very clear. As much as people love Elon is just a little bit tistic, okay? And I mean that in the sweetest, most like, you know what I mean, beautiful kind of way. And so like, yeah, you know, someone like Elon is not gonna touch it, you know, because they're there for the like bigger vision of what is actually going on. And so yeah, when will we actually know, and how can we know it's true? So this is a good question as well. I think we both line up on the same side of history where we feel like Satoshi was a group of people. I mean, what do you think?
Right. I really do. I personally think it's probably several of the people that we have posted in the thumbnail. I mean, John's going to give you who he thinks it is, but I think it's a little bit of a mix. I think Craig Wright, you know, for all the craziness going around him claiming to be Satoshi, I think he was definitely part of the group and part of the creation because he knows so much. You know, not to say that he couldn't have found it out. He was an early adopter. I mean, this and that, but I think it's the group of people. And honestly, unless the US government is actually the holder of the Genesis wallet, I think the keys are unaccessible. You're frozen.
Look, here's the deal. It's not Craig Wright. It's not Craig Wright. No. And we know it's not Craig Wright, okay? Craig Wright is a scammer. Anybody that believes in Bitcoin SVG or whatever, you're an idiot. And you're new here. And that's okay. You're allowed to be new here. Look, we accept everybody. We're glad you're here. We're glad you're on this journey. But Craig Wright is not Satoshi. I will say, look, I think it's a corporation or a country. I think that that's a really good thought process going on there. What I will say is, first of all, let's take a moment, and everybody that's in here, please like, subscribe if you're on Twitter. And if you're on X, if you could come over to Twitter and then follow Jpg Empire and then hit the subscribe and the like. It costs nothing. We appreciate it. We are working really hard. We're here every single day, Monday through Friday. But what I'm going to say is that I think it's Hal Finney, bro. I think it's Hal Finney, and I also see it very much possibly being David Schwartz. And I say David Schwartz because David Schwartz was a contractor for the U.S. government, sometimes for the CIA. You know what I'm saying? So he was in there, you know what I mean? He was in the inside. And I definitely feel like from the David Schwartz side, like you kind of needed somebody on the inside to see what was going on to try to disrupt it. People have asked David Schwartz if he's Satoshi, and he's always said no.
Well,
I
he's not
agree
going
with
to
the
admit to
idea.
it. He's not going
Well,
to
I mean,
admit to it if
nobody,
he is.
you know what
You
I
know
mean?
what I mean?
I mean, if he wanted to be suicided, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like he would admit to it. But I think that it was likely a group of people, but I definitely think that David Schwartz, as well as Hal Finney, I think they were very much involved. And even if people didn't know who Satoshi Nakamoto was, I think that there is a substantial amount of coincidences, such as Hal Finney having a neighbor whose last name was Nakamoto, right?
Right.
So like there's like a substantial amount of coincidences around it potentially being Hal Finney. And dude, I love it,
I seen this. So this is from let me bring it up real quick. Bookmark. I thought this was kind of funny. Oh, did I not? Okay, never mind. I didn't save it. It was I want to say it was Brokovic. And he posted, oh, here it is. So Satoshi, and then he put the Japanese characters, and then it spells out HALFINEY.
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah, I don't believe that that's actually how it worked out, but I'm sure. You know what I mean? That's hilarious.
I would like some soy sauce with my noodles.
Yeah. Hilarious. Shout out. Look, first of all, I want to take a moment and shout out to gosh. I can't even forget. God, I'm not even gonna say it right. But I used to have a friend named Haley. Dude. And shout out to Haley. But Haley used to have some Japanese letters tattooed onto her wrist, right? And so whenever people would be like, Haley was ex-military, she was in the military, she did the whole thing. But when people would ask her, they'd be like, oh, Haley, what does that mean? She'd be like, oh, it means beauty and strength. And she would come up with some like really long story about how she came up to like this, like why she got this tattoo. But the reality of it, if you were Japanese and you could actually read it, it said ass and titties, right? She's one of my favorite people, right? Because like that was such a funny thing, ass and titties. But anytime somebody would ask, she'd be like, oh, it has some really deep meaningful meaning. But so I feel like that's what was going on there with Brokovic. He definitely he made it up.
If anybody's said it yet. No. A bunch of people posting that they're watching it right now. I'm definitely going to watch it when we get off the stream tonight. I think it's going to be like every other freaking thing like this. What was it? Man, what's that one like? The Gold of Oak Creek Island or something like that. And every season they build it up like they're going to find this gold. And then they're on like season 10 and they still haven't found the gold, but it's right around the corner. We dig this one more hole. I think that's what it's going to be. Or
shout out to Bong Solo. So let me tell everybody one thing that I thought was phenomenal. Okay. HBO. Okay. 18.8% of the entire company is owned by BlackRock. Okay, right. So somebody made an exceptional point. Do you think that BlackRock is going to allow a subsidiary of something that they own 20% of, basically?
Oh, did I?
To FUD their entire bags? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. They will close HBO down first.
There was a good. It's not on here. There was a good like conspiracy tweet earlier about the timing of this HBO release. You know, where you got the Fed cut, you got the election, you got the war in the Middle East, you got the HBO release, all of it to suppress the to suppress the value of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Before the Q4 run up. So, I mean, you know, it's possible. You got the rate cuts, you got the election coming up, you got, you know, one side's bullish, one side says they're bullish. You got war in the Middle East, you got Ukraine, you got all the crazy stuff going on with Hong Kong, with China. The reason I was thinking about Hong Kong, because Hong Kong is getting ready to list 11 exchanges. They're getting ready to approve 11 new crypto exchanges in Hong Kong. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find right now, and maybe I will find it during this time, but Viva La Coin, he had this tweet ages ago, and it was like, like he had the like dumb, we'll say redacted font where it's like large font, small font, large font, large, small font, where he was like, HBO is about to tell us who Satoshi is, but yet 20% of the, like, you know, the ownership is BlackRock. So they're about to flood BlackRock's bags. Yeah, right. You know,
what's up, Fozzie? What's up, Bong Solo?
Shout out to Fozzie and Bong Solo. But, dude, how was your day? That was what we skipped in this whole thing. What are you up to? What's been going on?
My day was pretty good, actually. You know, it wasn't stressful. Didn't have much going on. Was able to get home. You know, the markets are flat. I didn't even do any trading. I think I shorted SWE this morning. Made a little bit, but other than that, I closed my Bitcoin long for a loss because I think we're going down.
Yeah. To be honest, I'm kind of like mad right now. Shout out to Third Patriot. But I feel like you're jacking my swag with this whole, you know what I mean? In Spanish, it's a candado. It's this, like, you know what I mean? This round thing right here. What's going on, bro?
It's called a goatee, sir.
It's not a goatee quite. It's like you know what I mean? It's like a soul patch, but it's round.
It goes all the way down to the back of my freaking neck.
Oh, geez.
It's called a goatee. Do you not know what a goatee? I mean, I know you're young.
Oh my God! I know you're young. Oh my God!
Know what a goatee is? Is this some friggin' millennial Gen Z thing that I don't know about?
Maybe, dude. If you give me like 2 months, and I'll have gray hairs, and then we'll match. Okay?
Yeah, I've had gray hairs in my goatee for about 15.
Well, I will say I didn't have any gray hairs until I got married and I had a 15-year-old daughter. So,
right.
Shout out to the women in my life. I love you, Ashley. I love you, Lydia.
The best thing is when you start to see them coming on your chest.
Oh no! I had them, and then I shaved them off. It works
its way down. You know that, right? It works its way down. Yeah. So once you get to the chest, it's only a matter of time.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and get into market update. Oh, dude, Desert, you were knocking it out of the park today.
What do you mean?
441 is you, but let's see.
Yeah, I don't know. Mine, that's why I'm saying these are just like whoever sees it on whatever channel first, it just blows up.
Yeah. Well, let's get into the market watch. I'm excited about this one. It's a good day for it.
Ooh, just in time. I didn't even have it brought up. That's weird. I got everything else freaking going across the top of my screen here. Before we get into like that, this is crazy. Have you guys seen this? Did you see this, John?
No. Oh, Sui? Oh my gosh.
That's the TVL on SWE now. And I don't know. Okay, so I think this is kind of a scam wick, but I'm not sure because USDC, they just put native USDC on SWI today. So is this an influx
USDC.
of native USDC?
Yeah, that's what it is.
You know what I mean?
100%.
But is it truly on the chain and locked in the TVL? Or is it just a scam wick and tomorrow we're going to see it drop back down to $1 billion where it should be?
It's 100%. They took USDC on there. They probably locked it up in a bunch of different ways so that way people on there would be that locked liquidity. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, if they got USDC on there, I think it's stuck, bro.
I think no.
You think it's a scam? You think it's a scam?
No, not like, okay. When I say scam wick, I mean like a malfunction in the code, because they started pushing all this native USDC onto chain. It doesn't, and then tomorrow it'll correct itself. Because right here, so when we look, stable coins are only 438 billion, 24-hour volume. And when we come down here, all of a sudden, see, there's a question mark. Some sub protocols are excluded from chain TVL, but it's showing Navi with a 300 or $3.3 billion TVL, up 678% today. So I think it was just USDC, because that's a lending protocol, and unless, I don't know, but it's definitely interesting. And CDIS, I did not realize that CDIS is a 2-chain AMM. It is not just SWI, it's Aptos also. So for all of you guys looking to invest in CDIS, just know that it is not just SWI, it also covers Aptos. But anyways, that's what I wanted to look at as part of the market update. But let's get into the actual market update. Let's get a refresh. Let's get all the data. All right. So we're down 1.6%. We're coming in at $2.272 trillion. Volume back to normal, coming in at 86.83 billion. Bitcoin dominance down a point to 54.2. Ethereum at 13. And holy crap, 53 GWE to send an ETH transaction. That is extremely high, or higher than normal of late for this time of night. We got Bitcoin coming in at 62,282, flat at 0.1%. Ethereum at 2448, up 0.8. BNB at 581, up 2.3. Solana at 144, up 0.4. XRP 5328, up 0.3. Dogecoin still at a dime at down 0.5. Tron at 1598 at 2.5. Ton flat coming in at 523, and Cardano down another 2.3 coming in at 3457. Telling you, it's only a matter of time before Avalanche flips Cardano. It's less than $2 billion away. One good pump from Avalanche, and it's going past Cardano. It's sad, but that's what's going to happen.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Biggest gainers, we got Nero. What's that? Dog with Hat's little sister or something like that. Coming in up 13.6. Aptos with the big pump today, up 4.6. Monero at 3.4. Aerodrome up 3. OKB up 3.2. Tron up 2.5. Mantle up 2.4. Not very many gainers outside of really Nero, and then like Aptos. Not very many gainers. Biggest losers. Conflux down 12.4. WorldCoin down 4.6. I almost picked up some WorldCoin the other day.
Gay.
But so I think it's like 500 million of 1 billion tokens out. It was sitting at $2. I'm glad I didn't pick it up. I still might pick up some WorldCoin. I think.
Really? What changed? What happened?
While I don't agree with the ideology, I don't hate it, don't date it, just trade it.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? It has fundamentals with everything it's doing in South America and Asia. It's getting really big in the APAC region. People scanning eyeballs and DIDs and all kinds of stuff, bro. So it could definitely blow up over in Asia. The graph down 4.2, injective down 4.5, pith down 4.1, Celestia down 4.1. I did pick up some pith. What I did was I just dumped all my injective. I got tired of it not moving. I mean, it's a good coin, good ecosystem, but it's just not moving. You know what I mean? Luckily, I dumped it before the past 2 days, this dip right here. I think I picked up some pith, and I was able to get rid of my TIA. It did unlock. I mean, I don't see it doesn't seem like the cliff unlock really affected it, but I was able to get rid of that. So not too bad though. A lot of 2 and 3 percenters. Jupiter coming out with their own mobile swap app. We're going to cover that later in one of the articles.
So I was going to say, did you see? Look, I have to take this moment and let everybody know. Did you see Jupiter integrated into Keystone hardware wallet, which is a completely open source hardware wallet, which in the past, if you guys have been here for a while, you saw the drama around Ledger. Okay. Right. And Ledger having the ability to recreate your keys, as well as basically you have to rely on several third parties and trust them to protect your interests. And so when that happened, I was like, hey, I need to diversify and where I'm going to store my long-term assets. And that was when I got into Keystone. So this was a couple years ago. I got into Keystone. Keystone hardware wallet is open source. They have so many integrations into the Cardano ecosystem, Solana ecosystem, and the Bitcoin ecosystem. And I've actually wanted to talk to you about that. Well, I think we've talked about this, but about using them as a multi-sig for Bitcoin storage and other multi-chain assets for the project, right? So this is something we talked about. So Moose is Satoshi. We already know. Shout out to Moose. We love Moose. And he posted a joke today on Twitter about starting a moose.fun pump.
I've seen that.
Right. And I mean, like I told him, dude, I'll send some ADA. I'll send some ADA because like I know him, I love him, you know. And if that's the case, you know, make sure you guys are following Moose Knuckle, and it's MOO or 00 SE Knuckle, right? So look at Moose Knuckle. Make sure you're following. Also, make sure you're following at Jpg Empire, at the_John Carter, at Desert_Crypto, and at Chinvat Bridge. Let's go.
What's up with this Moose thing?
Okay, so the Moose thing is probably a joke, but also if it's not a joke, I'm just saying I want to be involved. So if I got to send, you know, 50, 60 bucks there, like I'll do it because I support the man. I support the cause. It would be really funny if it took off, you know?
Well, according to Watcher Guru, this came out 13 minutes ago. It's saying that HBO documentary claims Peter Todd is Bitcoin creator.
Can I share what I have on my screen right now?
Yeah, of course.
All right. So this just changed just now because this was 96% other or multiple. And now it's 99% other or multiple. And this just changed in real time. But it has Adam Back 1%. Len Sassman 1% or 1%, and then Nick Sabo 1%, Hal Finney 1%, Paul LaRue 1%, and Craig Wright 1%. Craig Wright is not Satoshi. He has legally been proven in court tens of times that he is not Satoshi because he cannot move any of the Genesis Bitcoin.
I think there was more to it than that, but yeah.
There was more to it more to it than that. But I mean, like, that's like the biggest thing. If you are not the owner of the wallet, then you were not him, you know?
And he had some convoluted reason as to why he couldn't move it.
Look, and we got your favorite guy on here, Gavin Woods. Which, look, people, if you are into the Polkadot ecosystem, okay. But there are some pretty...
Let's not harp on that.
Well, I was going to say, there are some pretty assertive rumors that Gavin Woods has some very, very dark, potentially child-favoring, I don't know, what would you say? Like, child-favoring perpetuities, or like things that he is like, I don't know what to say there. But anyways, Gavin Woods, we don't really like him here on the channel. But Dorian Nakamoto, 1%. Gavin Andreessen, Elon Musk, 1%. Jed McCaleb, and 1%. So there we go. Boom.
There's a lot of people in this thread saying, who's Peter Todd? Who the TF is that? Hal Finney was Satoshi. Nothing Burger. This dude has the most concise answer right here. Highly doubt it. Satoshi is likely a group of cartographers or a dead individual. Anybody else would have leaked it by now. The fame would have went to their head. Well, I don't know if the fame would have went to their head, because at this point, I believe it's a security issue. I believe there's several countries around the world. We've not achieved mass adoption of Bitcoin yet. And until that happens, there are several countries or state actors that would not be too happy with the creator of Bitcoin. I mean, the IMF definitely wouldn't.
Well, look, first of all, I want to say F the IMF, who has been attacking my boy, my homie, my dude, Naibu Kelly, for a very long time now. And they've been attacking his country and saying, hey, we just think that you need to tighten up your regulations on Bitcoin.
Right.
What the F does that mean? Okay. I'm going to tell you what the F that means. That means they are mad because Nayib Bukele and El Salvador no longer owe them money, right?
All right.
He no longer owes them money. He's not in the palm. His palms are not greased, and they are pissed, right?
And don't forget that he made Bitcoin legalized tender.
Yes.
In El Salvador.
In El Salvador, they have also attacked him specifically for allowing access to Bitcoin to the public sector. Right. So basically, we don't want the poor people to have access to Bitcoin, and this is why we're attacking you, because we feel that is irresponsible. F the IMF, F them, okay? You hold your Bitcoin on a hardware wallet, and when they ask you, why haven't you paid your taxes, you say, I lost that hardware wallet in a boating accident. I forgot my keys. I'm sorry. I want everybody to also remember that if you are a drug dealer or narco trafficker and you make a substantial amount of money, as long as you claim that on your taxes and you pay them, they won't bother you. Okay?
Right.
They will not.
The IRS won't bother you.
The IRS will not. Okay.
Some other people might.
But I mean, you can, when you do your taxes, you can be vague about it. You can be like, oh yeah, I made X amount of money, this, that, and the other. Okay. And then it'd be like, yeah, I made this money. I paid you taxes. Done. You don't have to say, hey, I made this money from XYZ. You just be like, I made this money. I'm paying you taxes. I sold Mercancia, right? And so you're done. But Desert is right. It's not one person. It's a group. No one has that good of diamond hands. Yeah. Are you telling me that I can dump my bag and then have more money than nation states? You better be effing right. I'm going to dump my bag on top of all of your heads, and you're going to have to come up to my castle. And if I know you and you're one of my homies on Twitter, I'm going to invite you in, for cake. And if you're the government or somebody else, I'm going to say, hey, it's my country, bro. You get out of here, bud. But anyways.
Right.
I mean, Desert, what do you feel? If you had the option to dump on everybody's head and all of a sudden be a trillionaire.
First of all, it wouldn't work like that. The moment one coin gets moved out of that wallet, the market's going to crash.
You think so? You think it'll be that quick? You don't think that you'll be able to get at least $1 billion out of it?
Well, I mean, probably $1 billion. But what's the point if it's, if Bitcoin goes down to $2,000, bro, the government moves a little bit of their money and the market tanks 5%.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Mount Gox news comes out and the market tanks 2-3%. What do you think is going to happen the moment one Satoshi gets moved out of that Genesis wallet? The entire market is going to freak out.
And that's actually kind of like an overstatement, because if you think about it, there's probably almost as much. What kind of beer do you serve at your castle? Could condone. Okay, so I'm going to tell you, I only serve Hazy Days IPA from Hops on Cardano, and that's the only one that we serve. And I actually have it on tap. So if you go to the bathroom, there we go. There we go. Hazy Days IPA from Hops on Cardano. That's the only thing we serve in my castle. If you go to the bathroom and you try to wash your hands and you turn on the spigot, you better bet Hazy Days is coming out of there and it'll wash all that dirt off your hands. I swear to God. And if you drink it, you probably won't get out of that bathroom, but that's what we put it there for.
Right.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect answer. We love you, Third Patriot. I mean, that was amazing. That IPA was amazing. I was really happy about it, and IPAs are my favorite.
I still have one in my fridge. I still haven't cracked it open. Well, this 6-pack, I'll never open this 6-pack. This is now a permanent fixture on my computer desk right here.
I have about 6 empty cans on my shelf. I have 6 empty cans on my shelf.
Well, these are full. These are
I know. I'm just telling you, I have 6 empty cans. And shout out to Moose Knuckle. We love Moose Knuckle. Big fan of Moose Knuckle and Hops on Cardano. If you guys aren't following Hops on Cardano and you like beer, if you drink beer ever, make sure to go on Twitter and follow @Hops on Cardano. They're amazing. The team is great. Moose is but I'll say that Ryan, unforgettable name, he's pretty cool. Just kidding. We love the whole team. They're amazing.
Yes, the beer sits on my desk right next to my tank and a couple other trinkets I got on here, some junkies and stuff like that. And then a big mess of stuff. So, do we want to look in?
I'm dumbing my bosses. All right. And Trading Bot, we're anticipating at the end of this week. So if anybody doesn't have a JPEG boss, you are going to want to hold a JPEG boss, because at the end of this week, we're going to have a trading bot that is an auto trading bot where basically you're going to be able to hit 4 buttons, set it and forget it, and create a passive yield of 0.5% a day. So we're excited about that.
Quick. I'm going to age a couple people. Can somebody in the chat tell me where the phrase "set it and forget it" comes from? Moose probably knows. I think Moose is probably old enough. But I think the rest of you millennials ain't going to know where that comes from. I don't know. Every time I hear that phrase, I think of that old commercial right there. was very big product line. I think our family owns several different products from that person. But yeah, let's go in. Let's check out what the market's doing. There we go. I knew Moose would know. Ronco. They had the Ronco dehydrator, the Ronco this, the Ronco that. That's right. Remember when that dehydrator came out and had a bunch of trays, and we'd be cutting up bananas and jerky and putting it all in the thing. You know, one of them gimmick products. Yeah, the rotisserie oven.
I love it. I love it.
So, all right, let's look at the market. We are getting a little bit of a pump. Nothing to write home about or anything like that. But we're up, 0.5% in the past hour and a half. We have broke back above the 62,247. So this is the 2 hour. Let's go to the daily real quick. So we've been fighting with this 62,247 for the past, 5 days now, 4 or 5 days. Wick, break, fall back. Can't get above. And we're barely getting back above it right now. We're still below the 21. We got the red dot on the momentum wave. Money flow coming down. VWAP coming down. Red dot. Momentum coming down. Like I said, below the 21. Below the 200. And we can't break this major valley right here in the resistance. So this is a big SR level because we're at the bottom of this valley on the VRVP. We got peaks on both sides. So it has to either roll up to the upside or roll down to the downside. But it's keeping us right here in this valley. When we go down a little bit, this is what I'm looking at. I'm kind of looking at this descending triangle. I'm expecting this to come back down. So that's where I'm at with Bitcoin. Especially, I think there's been a lot of things holding it back. I think the FTX news, that's another thing I didn't mention earlier. The FTX news kind of freaked people out when, in my opinion, it's a good thing because we're about to get a big injection of liquidity into the market. Okay. These people aren't getting back the assets that were locked on FTX when it crashed. They're getting back the fiat value, 118% of the fiat value of their portfolio on FTX in November of 2022. So it's not like a Mt. Gox thing. It's not like if I had 1 Bitcoin on Mt. Gox, I got 1 Bitcoin back. No. If I had 1 Bitcoin on FTX, I'm getting 118% of what Bitcoin was trading at during the crash in November of 2022, which is about $25,000, which is about 40% of what Bitcoin is trading at right now. So 2?
Yes. So I have 2 breaking news stories.
Okay.
So one is that I think it was Turkey. Turkey is making Discord illegal, is banning Discord.
Wow.
So that's a pretty big, interesting. Yeah. So Turkey bans Discord. So that's a big thing. And then the second thing is that, gosh.
Have a good one, Moose.
Yep. Have a good one, Moose. Big shout out. But Bubble Maps is coming to Cardano, which is huge. And it's kind of funny that happens right as the time that Dex Hunter is about to integrate Bubble Maps type deal. So, right. Now Bubble Maps will also have Cardano native tokens, which is exciting. It'll give us a way better view of what's actually going on in the market.
It shows the ecosystem is growing. Yeah. I mean, we just got put on Dex Screener. Yeah. Now Bubble Maps, dude,
and Binance was the one supporter and the funder, the sponsor of the Cardano Summit. So there's a lot of speculation that Cardano native tokens will be on Binance very soon. And Charles has said time and time again that it's literally just turning on the switch. A lot of people are mad right now because they think that the only reason that Binance is now going to list Cardano native tokens is just in time for the appearance of midnight?
It's possible, but I don't think it's as easy. Well, maybe now that Cardano is on there because, well, at least this is what Coinbase said. So if you remember, it took forever for ADA to get listed on Coinbase. They kept saying they were going to list it, and then they were saying, well, there's issues. It's not, they were like saying the opposite. It's not like turning on a switch because Coinbase was not an EVM coin. You know what I mean? EVM coins, they were just popping on there, you know, anything that's like that. But it took them a while to get Coinbase on there. I wonder if now, because they have the language, the programming language, or whatever you call it, of Coinbase, it is just that easy as turning on a switch to add like SNEC or IAG or something like that. SNEC's already on exchanges. It's on MEXC.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's on a couple exchanges. But yeah, I think the Cardano ecosystem is growing. I don't think it's growing fast enough. But
did you happen to watch the Sam Simmons interview yet? If not,
no,
it's fine.
I haven't edited that. No, I didn't have time.
No. I just want to know if you saw it. But he said that he was actually surprised, you know, and excited that he felt like Rare Evo felt like the early days of some of the crypto events where it's like there's so much more going on than you anticipate from wherever you are on the outside, you know.
Right. Rare Evo, I mean, it was my first event, my first conference, and I'm sorry, I'm reading the private chat.
Oh,
yeah, sure, buddy. Sure.
Telling you. The Red Bull kicked in.
But Rare Evo, it was a lot bigger than I thought it was actually going to be.
It's going to be 4 times as big next year. Yeah. So everybody that's out here watching, totally good. Everybody that's out here watching, Rare Evo was a phenomenal event, and it is going to be so freaking cross-chain next year that if you have the opportunity to go to Las Vegas in order to take part in Red Bull, in Rare Evo, but I drank some Red Bull. I highly recommend that you do so. It's going to be awesome. There were a lot of cross-chain influencers this year. We had people like Profits and Wages. We had people like Loudmouth.eth. And a lot of these people came and had an excellent time. There was Neo Tokyo. There were a lot of big projects that were cross-chain that were here at this event this year. And next year, there are going to be so many more. Rare Evo is going to be such a huge cross-chain conference that I think that anybody that doesn't take part in it is really doing themselves a disservice, because not only is it fun, but you also get to learn so much stuff about what's going on in the ecosystem. And so Desert, in the interview with Sam Simmons from Mint Pass, I was talking about the conference being a Cardano centric conference, and he was saying that the team wouldn't like that, and that actually they had strived for and had achieved a lot of cross-chain projects being there. And next year it's going to be so much bigger with so many more cross-chain projects, teams. And I'm so excited. Like, I'm so excited to see all of these projects and teams together. I want to see people from the Sui ecosystem, Solana. I want to see the EVM people. And there were a lot of EVM projects.
There was even XRP was at Rare Evo. I mean, there was nobody at their booth, but they were there. I got an XRP shirt. And I know you guys probably hear this all the time. And I used to think the same thing. Well, not that you think this way, but I used to think like, yeah, you know, whatever, it's a conference. But if you've never been to a crypto conference, it has to be on your bucket list. I mean, do you even crypto if you've never been to a conference? I mean, you might not be able to make it to certain ones. I understand people have restrictions, money, everything like that, but they're all over the country. You know, I waited until there was one in Vegas because I'm right here. I just drove there. I was 3 hours away. You know what I mean? I didn't go to Bitcoin Miami, Bitcoin Nashville, but I'm already looking at rooms. John,
I've been looking at rooms. I was surprised actually. And honestly, like I'm thinking, let me figure my stuff out and let me just pay for this one. And then we'll be even for last time.
Right.
That's how we'll do it.
I'm spending a lot less this time because this year I got 2 conferences. We got the Bitcoin conference in May in Vegas, and then we got Rare Evo again in August. So that's like freaking, I don't know, Caesar. I won't be staying at Caesars again. It was nice, but it was super expensive, and it was still, what was it, John? The room was a half mile from the conference center.
From the room to the bar where everybody met in the middle was a half mile.
Yeah. And it was all inside Caesars. I was halfway to the conference center and my freaking watch goes off. You've been walking for 10 minutes. I was like, what? So I think next year, save some money, stay at, I don't know if I'll stay at the Flamingo, probably stay at the Link. But yeah. Anyways, back to the market. Let's get through this real quick. So like I said, we're not able to get above, we bounced off it a couple times, finally broke through it, and we're just riding this 62,247. I'm seeing this as like a descending triangle right here, and I'm taking this measured move. Boom. So coming from the top to the bottom, bringing it down, straightening it out, maybe go the other way. I'm seeing this come down to 60,000, high 59s, something like that. Maybe down here to this high volume node on the 2 hour at about, what is that, 67.43. So definitely see us coming down. Now on to SWI. Where's Daniel at? Daniel, it's not at $3, bro. It is not at $3. I'm just letting you know that.
There we go. Let him know, dude. Tell him. Shout out to Daniel, dude. Shout out to Crypto King. We love him. He is a fantastic person.
Just for purposes, getting the statement correct, I did win the short I was in last night on SWI. So there. Hold on, let me close some stuff. I'm getting a little lag on the. I am getting a little lag on the whatchamacallit. Let's close some of this. Let's close this. Let's get back in here. Is that a little better? All right. So we find SWI. We're still dumping. We are now in this descending channel on SWI, and I love it because that is going to give us a chance to get back to this 21 on the daily, which we desperately need to get back, maybe touch it. We got close here. We didn't quite touch it, but we definitely got to touch this 21. And if you notice this uptrend right here, I think we could intersect something like that. Like maybe the 21 is coming up like that. And then the price action works its way down and we get a nice little touchdown there. We get a bounce off the trend line and touch the 21 at about $1.81 or something like that. But if we come out here to the 2 hour, this is what I'm looking at. Ooh, damn it. We are in this falling channel. I'm expecting this falling channel, once it breaks, to take us to about 240. So, I mean, if it breaks right here, boom. But you're going to take the length of the pole, boom. Move it to the breakout point. It may not be till down here. Let's extend these a little bit. We might not break till down here, so we won't go quite as high, 230, 240. But what I do expect is once this breaks, we get above the 21, we get a nice break, it's going to solidify us above the 220 range. So in my opinion, like I commented earlier on somebody's thing, they was like, what are we doing with SWI? Well, you buy. When it dips, you buy some more. And then if it dips again, you buy some more. And then you hold it until you are rich. Don't round trip it though. Don't round trip it.
Well, when it gets to the top, make sure that you are following us, you liked and you subscribed. On Twitter, we're at Jpg Empire, and on YouTube, we're at Jpg Empire. So make sure you're following us in both places. When we get to the top, we will tell you to sell. We're going to tell you to sell before we get to the top. We're going to say, hey, it's probably a good time to start selling.
Tell you to sell.
We are.
We're going to tell you when we're selling.
Yeah.
And I'm not.
So if you don't sell,
right
it's on
now.
you.
Right.
So if you don't sell, it's on you. But we're going to say, hey, we're
advisors.
We're not financial advisors, but we're selling at X time. So maybe you should look at taking profits, or just if you really want to be our exit liquidity, thanks.
Okay, so when we scroll out on the daily, I have a couple numbers here that I was looking at, right? So your all-time high is coming in at 218.42, within a couple fractions of a penny. This is the all-time high on MEXC. I know 219 was the high on like Coinbase or something like that, but this is on the MEXC perpetual. Okay, and then also when you pull the fib extension from the local bottom right here down at about 48 cents, and you pull it to the all-time high back here, or the original all-time high, it gives you a fib extension of the 1.618 at $4.80. So I think at the very least we're going to 480. I mean, it could go to $20, honestly. It could definitely 10x. If it gets a Solana type run, because SWI sitting at about 5.7 billion right now and almost $2. Okay. So a 10x puts it at 57 billion, maybe a little more with the emission rate. Say it goes to 65 billion as a 10x. Okay. Be conservative. That's 65 billion. Solana's already at 65 billion. That's Solana's market cap now. You know what I mean? So even if it gets half, I would say like a conservative estimate, if you could project what you thought Solana was going to be at the end of the bull run, I would say cut that in half, and that's probably where SWI will be at. So if you think Solana's going to half of Ethereum, which a lot of people think Solana's going to hit half the market cap of Ethereum at the top, at Ethereum's top. And that could be, $800-900 billion. Some people say it'll hit $1 trillion. So if Solana hits, 400 or 500 billion market cap, then I could definitely see SWI, doing about half of that. I closed it, but let me bring it up real quick. Let's look at these. So Solana is, Solana's sitting at 67 billion right now. And it hasn't even hit its previous all-time high. So if SWI just went to Solana's market cap right now, it would be over $20. And Ethereum sitting at 296 billion. So say we get a 3x out of Ethereum, it goes to 7,500, which is definitely doable. We hit 4180 last cycle. So say another, little less than 1x from the last cycle's high. That's going to put Ethereum at a $900 billion market cap. You get Solana to hit half of that, that's $450 billion market cap. And if SWI can gobble up half of that, that's 250. We go to $20, $40 SWI. When you guys are doing stuff like this, when you're doing moon math, this is the chart. This is what you want to be using. Boom. Coin perspective. So we go in here. Look, it's got Nano. Let's see here. Let's go with Ethereum. And let's go with Sol. So if Solana had the market cap that Ethereum has right now, it would be worth $631 million. I mean, $631. My bad. 296 billion, but 631. Let's see. Let's go down here. Let's not go with the coin. Let's come down here. If Ethereum was to hit Bitcoin's market cap of 1.2 trillion, it'd be about 10 grand, right? What I want to see is more. Here we go. We want custom market cap. So let's say SWI goes to 150. $150 billion. Okay. So 150 billion market cap. And we want to see SWI. That puts SWI at $54 for SWI to hit 150 billion market cap. And it's definitely possible. Definitely possible. You know, I wouldn't put my hopes and dreams on that, but you know, it's well within the realm of possibility. What did Solana hit last cycle?
I think it was like 150, right? 160.
I think it's about that because it was freaking. I mean, let's see here. I'll put in Solana right now. I understand that more tokens have came out, so it's not going to be exact. Solana, $319. So maybe a little less than that because we topped out at about 260.
Okay, right. 240 last cycle.
Right. But I mean, that wasn't the market cap, though, was it? No, that's the price.
No, he's saying the price. Yeah, I mean, it might have hit 240. I just don't remember. I thought that right now where we're at.
We can check right here.
Yeah. Intensity, right. I appreciate you so much. Give us a like and subscribe.
Come back to 2021.
Let's see.
So, what's that? 85 million? Is that right? Is that right? No, that's January 24. What are we doing here? Let's go to max.
No, it still looks like it was higher on the second time.
Oh, wait a minute. Right here is where it. Scroll forward. Right there. November of 21 is what we want. So it actually only hit 75. It hit 77 billion market cap.
But
But you got to remember there was a lot less tokens then.
I want to see
Therefore, that's why the price was at 240 as opposed to it being at 150-ish right now. So
let's see the price though. You can swap right there, toggle, and I want to see what that is.
Oh, it's going to make me do it again, huh?
Yeah, so like what he said right there, higher market cap now, but lower price because of inflation. That's exactly what's up.
Well, the emission rate right here.
Yeah.
Circulating supply, you know, because Solana doesn't have a max supply just like Ethereum doesn't. You know what I mean? So this is the emission rate. It's constantly producing coins. So we want November. Yeah, see, I was right. 260, 259.24.
260.
Yeah, 259.24. And that was at a $75 billion market cap. So let's just say that. Let's go conservative. Let's go. Let's say it hits the same market cap as Solana hit last cycle. 75 billion. That's a $27. That's a 27. That's a 13x.
Jeez, that's way more bullish than what I thought.
$27 SWI.
I thought 15 to 18 was pretty bullish, but I mean $27 pretty bullish. How much SUI is in circulation? That's a good question.
We can look at that.
But also you have to take into account that there's no max supply.
So this is there's 2.8 billion SUI in circulation right here. Boom. So input custom circulating supply, but this is the total supply right here. Or the whatchamacallit supply. And we've looked at it. We've looked at it before. We just had a big unlock. That's what I'm going to look up right now for you. Well, actually, we can see it over here. We can see what the max is. But I'm going to look up the emission right now. So when you're looking for like circulating supply, you got to have a time. You got to have a time horizon. You got to have a time horizon in the mix. 10 billion, I think. You only think SWE is going to a $10 billion market cap?
No, it was 2.8 billion out of what?
Okay. Gotcha. My bad. Gotcha. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right. 10 billion. But what you got to look at is, yeah, it's only 2.7 billion out of 10 billion. But how quick is the coin coming out? That's what you got to look at. And for
how many unlocks and how soon are the unlocks going to happen? This is like your problem with what was it, TIA?
Yeah, because it had a major
it was like double the supply.
Unlock. And it's the problem with Ondo. It's why I'll be dumping Ondo mid-December, because the supply is getting ready to double.
Yeah.
You know. There's a couple coins. There's a couple coins I wasn't aware of that had some major unlocks. And so this is like my new best friend right here. You know, this site, I use this site so much now that I am probably going to pay just so I have all the data I need. Because with the free version, it only lets you go so far. It only shows you like a week in advance and a 1 month chart. So this is the unlock for SWE. Okay. So we go to like January of 26. Bull run's going to be over by then. So we don't need to look that far out. We need to look to about where we expect the bull run to be over, right? And most people are thinking Q4 next year, or this time next year, November next year is what a lot of people are thinking. I'm aiming most of my predictions in sell in May, walk away 2025. You know what I mean? Most of my stuff I'll be dumping. Will it continue? Probably, but I do think we're going to get, it seems like every year, bull market, bear market, it does not matter. The summers suck. We get massive sell-offs in the summer. So my projection, you know, so we're good. So this is May of 2025. You can barely read it. It's all locked right there because I don't have the paid subscription. But if you come down, you can kind of crosshair it, right? Look, I mean, that's probably, so you got 2 billion, 4 billion. Let's call that 3.5 billion. Okay, let's say 3.5 billion tokens will be in circulation on May 31st of 2025. Let's go over here to Coin Perspective. Let's go down here and enter a custom supply. So we are going to go with 3.5.
Shout out to Loki Bot. Give us a like and a subscribe. But yeah, we were talking about the HBO shenanigans, and basically 99% of people on Polymarket believe that it is a group of people or other, not any of the people that were listed. And so a lot of people watched the HBO thing and they didn't know anything more than we know now. And we just had a conversation about how we think that it was Hal Finney and David Schwartz, or a group of them. So
I think it's more than just them two.
I know. I'm just saying that personally, I believe that they make sense. You know what I mean? I think that
They may have been like the front runners. They may have been like the front runners, you know what I mean? But I'm almost positive Craig Wright was involved somehow.
Dude, I don't think
Nick Szabo was involved.
Jeez, I was about to say something crazy. I'm gonna have to. You have to remind me when we get off here. Okay. What was I gonna say? But yeah, Craig Wright reminds me of somebody that I know.
Right. Okay, so back to SWE and price prediction. We went to token unlocks. We looked at our time horizon, and my time horizon is May of 2025. Okay, so we look May 2025. We do the little crosshatch. Our best guess is about 3.5 billion because I don't have the paid version. It's like 100 and some odd dollars. So then we come back to coin perspective. I put in a custom circulating supply of 3.5 billion with a 75 billion market cap. That's still a 10x. That's a $21.43. So even with the emission rate of the token, the unlocks of the token, it's still 21.43. That's why just looking at the token unlock you have to go further than that. You have to factor that into your time horizon of when you plan on selling. So now like Ondo, we look at Ondo. Ondo is a different situation. Okay. We come out here and we look at Ondo and look at that. That's a massive step. So Ondo's a little different. The way their tokenomics are set up is they have a cliff unlock every 12 months starting 24 month. No, a cliff unlock every 12 months starting 12 months after the TGE, I believe, is what the white paper said. So, and when you come and you look at it, well, here at the end of this year, look, we're down here. We have a circulating supply of 1.4 billion tokens, right? Well, boom, 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 boom. Massive cliff unlock on December 31st of this year. Look at that. We're going up to, once again, probably about a little over 3.5 billion. So we're going to more than double the supply of Ondo at the end of this year. We'll probably get a massive run up, people trying to push in liquidity, and get that price up before the unlock so it absorbs most of the price. So in my opinion, even though Ondo is one of my bigger bags, I will probably be dumping about right here. End of November, first week of December, and then I'll just tether out or I'll put it in another coin and then I'll wait till this unlock happens, right? Let the price come back down, because where you can absorb an unlock like SWE's was, even though it was a cliff unlock. Come on. Oh, it didn't do it. Even though it was a cliff unlock, they're super small in comparison. It's like, let's see, the last unlock, previous event, the last unlock was 64 million tokens. 2.32% of the circulating supply was unlocked. Well, with Ondo, the next unlock is going to be like 132% of the circulating supply is going to be unlocked. You can't absorb that. So the play is to sell it, wait for the unlock. And if you like the project, which I do like Ondo, you buy back in when the price dumps, you know. So that's how you play this when you're looking at Moon Boy math or trying to, you know, check your bags. Because watch, if we type in Ondo, boom. Okay, we reset this. Well, we say a $75 billion market cap, right? That's a 75x. It puts us at $52. But it's showing a 1.4 billion circulating supply. That's not going to be accurate come May of 2025. So we want to reduce this or we want to include this, we'll be conservative. We'll say it's only going to be 3.4 billion. Whoops, not 3.4. We'll say it's only going to be 3.4 billion and not the 3.5 or 3.6, what I think it's going to be. Well, that drastically changed the price. Now it's only a 22. It's only a 32x, and we're talking a $22 Ondo. So that's a big freaking difference. You know what I mean? So the moral of the story is check unlocks, do moon math. It's all fun and games. Just know your circulating supply versus your total supply versus your emission rate. Just because something only has 1.6 billion of 10 billion tokens out, that's not necessarily a red flag. Because what if it's like Bitcoin? What if it's going to take 20 years for that 1.6 to turn into the 10 billion? You're not going to hold that coin for 20 years. Hopefully you sell everything at the top of this bull run, tether out, and buy back in next cycle. So who gives a ish about the emission rate while you're in tether? That don't mean nothing, right? So, take all that into perspective when you are looking into this stuff.
Private chat.
That kind of got out of hand right there. Okay. So while we are transitioning, let's take a minute. Let's reset the room. Do us a favor. Hit that like button. We have 1,000 of you beautiful people watching us ugly people on this stream right now. If you guys missed it and you want to rewind, check out, we talked about our opinions on HBO and the whole Satoshi, HBO Watcher Guru came out and said it was Peter Todd. Maybe. Our opinions are different. We think it's a group of people. John specifically thinks Hal Finney and I can't believe I just friggin'
and David Schwartz.
Yeah, but, David Schwartz.
But when we look at Polymarket, it is saying that 99% of people, which changed while we were live from 96% to or multiple to 99%, which means that these people watched the documentary and they came to this conclusion, so it didn't answer their question.
I'm sure it's over by now.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it is, but it's been on for an hour and 15 minutes. So, but do us a favor, like, subscribe, share this with a friend. If you're on Twitter, tag some DGens. If you're on YouTube, hit that notification bell. We go live Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. PST every day. We cover the news. We cover stories from the day. We go over the market. We check out some charts. My limited ability of doing TA, we check that out. Check out all our links in the description. Check out tokenempire.xyz. That is our platform, our Cardano analytics platform and personal portfolio tracker. We have a trading bot that will be launching within the next 2 weeks. And if you also check another link in there, it's called Mint a JPEG Boss. Excuse me. Only one boss gets you lifetime access to the pro version of Token Empire, where you can access this trading bot. It is a non-custodial trading bot. It connects right to a centralized exchange. As of right now, it's Kraken and MEXC, with more to be implemented into the future. It is going to be simple. Hook up the API, click a couple buttons, boom, set your risk tolerance, let her run. All of that. Follow everybody on the ticker below. And that's about it.
Yeah, I was going to say, and what we're looking at there with the NFT is there's only a 3,333 supply, right? And you get access to a trading bot that in other ecosystems can cost you multiple hundreds a month to be able to use something that works the way that ours does. And so you're paying like $35, $40 max right now for the NFT, and then you get lifetime access. So we definitely want everybody to understand the value there. And if you have any questions about anything going on in crypto and this ecosystem, or you ever want to come on the show, you're also invited. Right.
Third Patriot, you know what we're going to do? We're going to add some tools to our description, because I know it used to be my problem too. I'd be like, damn, what the hell was that one dude talking about? What site was that? I can't remember what site that was. And then you're trying to scrub through videos to find out what site he's talking about. And there's never, so I'm going to add that to the default upload. Some tools that we use, such as DeFi Llama, token unlocks, coin perspective, deck screener, just a bunch of safe links. If you're clicking on a link we put in there, it's safe. Everybody hates clicking on links, right? That's the biggest thing. So glad it helped you. Other than that, I mean, it's already 7:20. Do we want to get into a bunch of stories, or do we want to save them for tomorrow?
I say we save them for tomorrow, and this is just something that I haven't really shared with you even. But dude, this week I have so many freaking interviews.
Right.
Tomorrow I'm gonna be meeting with ViFi, which been trying to meet with ViFi for a while. They're doing some innovative stuff on the DeFi side of Cardano, and then gonna be meeting at midday with one of the founders of Radix.
Nice.
And they're gonna be talking to him. Nice. And then I'm looking at also meeting with Shaggy Rax at 3 p.m. In the evening, because Shaggy Rax has been one of the most outspoken, and look, he's one of my favorite people in the Cardano ecosystem, because you can be in some spaces with him and be like, this guy, he's just one of these guys that's kind of ignorant and doesn't know what's going on, because he's fun. He has a lot of cool, funny stuff that he says, you know what I mean? It's hard to take him seriously sometimes when you're in these outside spaces. He's a very chill, really cool dude. But this man knows more about governance than most people in the entire ecosystem, and has been the most involved in Intersect and actually Cardano governance from the inside. Right? So there's a lot of us on the outside that are like, governance, this, that, the other. Dude, he's been there from the beginning, as well as it's crazy. It's crazy. He's one of my favorite people in the space. I think that he does a really good job of being for the people. And so we're going to talk about that. And he also is highly involved with Solidity, which they created a SIP60, which is a NFT standard that is specifically for smart contracts around music, IP, right? Music IP. Yeah. And so I love that. I think it's super interesting. And I could never say anything bad about Shaggy. He's one of my favorite people. He's a lot of fun. He's really smart. And a lot of people might not feel that way, because he's so chill. He's such a normal dude. You wouldn't think that he's really just brainy as fuck, but he's actually one of the most knowledgeable people about Cardano governance and actually the way that things work in the entire space. And he's one of my favorites.
Have a good one, Fozzie.
Shout out, Fozzie. Good night, man.
I do want to bring up this one article real quick. I'm not going to go through it. This is actually when I said I was looking for that bookmark earlier, when I was talking about the manipulation, it wasn't a bookmark. It was actually this article.
Okay, fantastic. Let's hear it.
What I was talking about and remembering it, I thought it was a post I had read, but it was actually this article that I had read. So it's basically, I already went over it. They talk about Bitcoin price manipulation linked to HBO Satoshi revelation expert. And then they talk about, while many are eager to uncover the individual pseudonym, one expert warns that documentary could lead to significant price manipulation in the Bitcoin market. And then he goes on to talk about, the identity of Satoshi is long puzzle, blah, 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 blah. Proponents of this theory point to several key factors, such as technical contributions. So this is where they say Len Sassman up here. And then it just goes down, talks about all the different things. BlackRock, expert emphasizes the involvement in large institutional investors such as asset managers BlackRock, which John brought up, about owning, a big portion of HBO. And then who owns the biggest portion of BlackRock? Well, that's Vanguard, and then you got Fidelity and the major players with the exchange traded funds. And then, impact the market, initiating bull runs, selling peaks, excitement, blah, 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 blah. So, I mean, he goes into a long explanation, which is good. So, but he says ultimately, HBO may adopt one of two bullish approaches in the documentary. In a moderate scenario, the film could present several candidates as possible identities for Satoshi Nakamoto without definitively naming one. That's my opinion. That's what I think they're going to do. It's the big anticlimactic, nothing burger at the end. That's usually what these kind of shows do. Or in an all-in scenario, the expert suggests that HBO documentary might explicitly name the individual behind Nakamoto's alias and reveal they had passed away long ago, being like Hal Finney or somebody like that. I mean, I don't know how many of the other ones are alive. I know most of those guys are alive. All the ones in our thumbnail are alive. But there could be other ones. I think there's a Marty Amaletti or something like that. So the expert believes this revelation would mean that no one would have access to Nakamoto's substantial holding, potentially removing 5% of the total Bitcoin supply from circulation, blah, 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 and having a bullish effect on prices. So that's basically the article. We'll go over, pretty much everything I said earlier, but tomorrow we're going to go over Hong Kong SFC to license nearly a dozen crypto platforms by the end of the year. Well, right for the bull market, right? You know what I mean?
Sure. They always cut it down right at the bear market.
I mean, I understand Hong Kong technically is not China. It's weird how that works. They were British controlled until recently, blah, 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 blah. But them Chinese are crafty, bro. They ban it right as we're getting ready to hit the bear market. They reignite it right as the bull market's coming. They ban it. You know what I mean? If you've been in crypto for any amount of time, it is the running joke that China has banned crypto or China is allowing crypto. I mean, forever. So,
yeah.
But other than that, any final words, sir?
No, I mean, this was a great episode. I was excited about everything we got going on. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Make sure that you subscribe to us or follow us on Twitter. Subscribe to us on YouTube. And, give some of our accounts a follow at Jpg Empire, at @John Carter, at Desert_Crypto, and at Chinvat Bridge. We're doing some cool things out here. We're not going to stop building, and we're here Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. PST. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time around. You got anything else?
I think that'll do it. Hit that like, subscribe, notify.
All right. Peace, guys. Thank you all.